I saw Matt was in here, so I figured I'd go ahead and hit the live button and say hey. Just in here today, sorting cards, getting ready for tomorrow's live stream. Wife's got ham and getting ready to start a prime rib for tomorrow. But I just wanted to make sure my mics and video and everything were working. I just got a camera a little farther away so you can see kind of what I'm doing. Sit here bullshit with everybody. I was bored. Need to sort these cards into the various teams that they're in, get organized for future whatnot streams, because I'm gonna list up everything that I'm not gonna keep. But yeah, let me know if you guys can hear audio. I don't know if Matt's still in here or not, but we'll watch for people to pop in and out. Chit chat with folks as they come in and out. May or may not see somebody. Who knows? But yeah, figure we'll sit here with some sports talk and coffee and sports cards and BS and see if anybody pops in throughout the day. I got something to do, so I may as well. If I get anybody to pop in, I don't know. But let's see. Well, lots of Eagles. Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I'm just playing the sorting game, trying to get my collection organized. I've got a full box of cards sitting here and about as random pile of stuff as you can get, so figured we may as well talk to some peeps and do some sorting while we're at it. But I'll keep an eye on the chat and see if anybody pops in. If not, maybe we can get some more sports cards enthusiasts and sports fans in here. We shall see. Who we got? Seattle Seahawks. Jacksonville. Vikings. Good enough. Lots of Colts in this stack, that's for sure. Weak neighbors from the Giants. The Giants. We'll pop over and see if anybody pops in. Lots of Colts. Jonathan Taylor. Cam Scattaboo. Scat needs to be in sleeves, so take a minute to sleeve these up. Sleeve up all the rookie cards. We'll see if anybody pops in. Somebody popped in. What's up? Just drinking coffee, sorting sports cards, testing the mics and everything, make sure everything works for tomorrow's live. But welcome in, welcome in. Got people popping in and out. Just let me know if my mics are working. I just put a camera up over to my left just to kind of show the full picture, but I may bring it a little closer. But we'll see who pops in and out throughout the day. Just let me know if you can hear my mic. See the video. Just doing a test live stream today for tomorrow's rip. What you doing?
Turning meatballs up.
Ball.
Well, I stuck them on warm and I meant to put them on low and I just realized that.
Oops. Got a couple people popping in and out. What's up? Welcome, welcome. Just drinking some coffee, sorting some sports cards, testing microphones and cameras for tomorrow's live stream. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully my mic's working. Kind of move things around in my man cave here, and I don't know. So I'm going live today just to kind of test. But drop me a comment in the chat if you can hear me. If I don't see any comments, then I don't think it's working. But yeah. Let me know if you can see and hear me. What did I do? Get a screen capture on my thing. There we go. Yep, got people popping in and out. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, and all that. I'm just sorting and sleeving cards from previous rips, testing out the cameras and microphone for tomorrow's live stream on Christmas Day. Oh, there we go. Gio says you can hear me good. Excellent. Yeah, I'll have my camera set up a little differently when I do tomorrow's, rip my Christmas present, so to speak, and go through a bunch of stuff. But figured I'd come and hang out today and do a little test and, chat with everybody while I got a full box of cards here of stuff that I ripped over the last, I don't know, 20, 30 YouTube videos. And I put base cards in one box, and then like all the rookies, the parallels, the inserts, the little better cards in this box, but I never sorted them. So I got just a hodgepodge of baseball, basketball, mostly football. And so, yeah, I figured I'd go live and drink some coffee and shoot the breeze with people about sports cards or, sports in general while I was sorting cards, a lot to test my setup. We got a Scatterboo. Scatterboo, where's the New York Giants? Where's my Giants? Vikings. Oh, there's Giants up there. Got Sam Darnold with them Hawks. Jaden Daniels with the Commanders. Hope everybody's having a good holiday season. Getting ready for a big Merry Christmas. My wife has got ham going. She's going to be working on prime rib. A couple of kids coming over tomorrow. I got grown kids with kids. Sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't. We get everybody together on Thanksgiving each year. But let's see, we got Matthew Golden with them Green Bay Packers. Green Bay would be in the E's. There we go. That's a for those. But yeah, welcome. Anybody watching any games today, tomorrow? Who are your faves that are playing right now? I'm a Colts, Pacers, Beaver, Indiana Hoosiers, and Atlanta Braves fan. But obviously, I'm waiting for New Year's Day for my Hoosiers to play. Be their second year in the playoff. Hoping that they get their first playoff win. But, you never know until you play the game. Got to play Alabama in the Rose Bowl. But if you'd have told me at the beginning of the season that my Indiana Hoosiers would be undefeated, have a Heisman Trophy winner, and playing in the Rose Bowl at the beginning of the season, I would have told you I'd have been happy that they just won the majority of their games. Having this 2 years in a row is kind of crazy. My Colts are taking a beating. Brought out Phillip Rivers out of retirement, which I still don't get why. They should have been running Riley Leonard. I know he tweaked his knee in the game he came in for Jones, but I just do not understand this head coach that digs old man Rivers out of retirement. He's played well, but I'm sorry, you can't run. You got a dead arm. I mean, Riley Leonard could do what he's done to this point, and at least he would have been able to move around and free up Jonathan Taylor to run. But what do I know? I'm not the coach of the Colts. We've been stuck with nothing but shitty Colts or coaches for decades. Yeah, I know they won a Super Bowl, but I haven't liked any of the coaches in ages. Love the players that we got, but boy, just not the coaching. But welcome. Might have some of my fishing fam popping in. If you're just a regular sports card guy, let me know where you're from, what you like to collect. What do you PC? What's your favorites? What kind of boxes do you like to rip? I just got into the hobby over the summer while recovering from open heart surgery. I collected and actually found some of my cards from back in the early 90s when I was in the Army. I was brave, Tom Glavine and Chipper Jones and, all those guys back in the day, Jordan, obviously Reggie Miller. A lot of the guys from back in the 80s, early 90s were my favorite. Larry Bird, I actually have a bid on an auction for Larry Bird because I found a card from, I think, the newest Topps Chrome updates. That glass, it's kind of slick. I don't have a good Larry Bird, so I may get that. I'm not much into grading cards yet. I might send some if I get something big. I do have some graded cards, just some stuff that I've collected over the years, just out of my love for the player or the person. Like I got a Bob Knight card and several Colts cards, some graded, most not. But yeah. But drop me a comment in the chat. Who do you like to collect? Feel free to pop in and out. What kind of boxes do you like to open if you're into that kind of thing? Or do you collect older cards? Just let me know. But yeah, we'll have people, I'm sure, popping in and out of the channel all day. Just kind of checking, making sure everything works for tomorrow's witness. I'll kind of keep an eye on the comments, but I gotta sort this. We got Drake May for the Patriots. First one of those. Who we got? Seahawks, Patriots, Chargers. I should have bought identification tags with the team name first because I keep looking for the team name versus the city. These are laid out by the city. Same. Los Angeles Chargers. Got to remember that too. Should have put my laptop over here by the camera. That way I'd have been looking at this. We got some Texans. We got some Colts. Denver Broncos. Let's see. We got a Scatterboo with the Giants. Nice looking rookie card. We got Bills. Bills rookie card. We got a Tennessee. Where's the Titans at? Tennessee. There we go. Tennessee Titans. Got a CJ Stroud on them. Houston Texans. We got a Travis Swift with those Chiefs. Jonathan Taylor with the Colts. My Colts pile is going to grow quickly because I have mostly Colts. What's up, Trevor? How you doing, buddy? Just in here testing out the old microphones, and I got one of my DJI cameras up here acting as a webcam. Thought that was a pretty cool feature that I didn't know that they offered, so I was testing it out. But yeah, just testing out some different cameras and video, sorting cards that I've opened over the last few months. Figured I'd go live and BS with people just to make sure everything's working. I'm going to open a bunch of cards tomorrow for Christmas, my Christmas presents. But yeah, I figured I'd test the setup and everything. I won't be doing this. I'll have the camera pointing at the wall and overhead, and then one pointing back at me. But I just wanted to do a basic, make sure StreamYard was streaming to the new channel okay, doing the old cardiac Gramps thing, and making sure everything works. Let's see, we got the Saints, and we got a Cowboy from Dallas Cowboys. We got a Latu, who is a Colt, but that's his college uniform. Houston, Texas. Got the Green Bay Packers. Prepping prime rib for tomorrow. Yeah, my wife's got one that we're doing ours tonight. Kids are coming over tonight because kids with their kids will be at home tomorrow. So she's got a ham going. She's going to get her prime rib going here before too long. So yeah, we're doing the same thing, bro. Getting that prime rib rocking. One of my absolute favorites. I can't tell you though, I'm looking forward to getting 25 behind us and out the door. It's been a year for sure. But I can't bitch. I'm alive. I am alive and kicking, and that's all that really matters, isn't it? Let's see, these are baseball. I'll do these later. Baseball, baseball, baseball. Yeah, we'll sort you after we're done with football. After we're done with the football. Yep. Yes, sir. Appreciate you popping in. Let me know everything's working okay. Let's see. We got some Titans. There we go. Who we got here? This is a mix. That's a rarity. You have to welcome in. If anybody's into sports or whatever, let me know what teams you like to follow. I'm just sorting cards from stuff I've ripped previously, so I can kind of start getting my collection organized. I collect the Colts, Beaver, Pacers, Braves. I think most of the stuff that's not any of those, I'll put up on eBay or whatnot just to kind of flip, give somebody else a shot at cards of stuff that they might collect. These are baseball, so we'll do those after football's done. Those are all baseball. Chat, let me know who your favorite teams are, who you like to collect if you do any of that. Like I said, I'm just in a test run to make sure everything's working. Look at the Commanders. Figured if I'm going to be sitting here for an hour or three sorting cards, may as well talk to people while I'm doing it. Pittsburgh Steelers. There's the first one for that pile. But yeah, I've probably got several hundred cards here to. I pulled the rookie cards and hit inserts out of stuff that I've opened. Let's see, one rookie card for the Bengals. Base card of Warrior in here. Hampton for the Chargers. Baker Mayfield for them Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's in the sleeve. Not a collector, but a huge Bears and Cubs fan. Yep, get to there. I didn't kind of get into it, as you know, to the summer. So look at them Bears, though, man. I think everybody had them written off, and all of a sudden, bang. My Colts were, I'm not going to do crap either, and then they had a good start, and then all that went to crap. Of course, about the way it goes. It's been that kind of year for Indiana, except for the Hoosiers with Tyrese Halliburton going down in the finals, Caitlin Clark going down early in the season for the Fever, and then Daniel Jones off to a decent start, and then cracks the bone in his leg, and then, his hammy gives out, and there goes that, and then they dig it back. I think one of the dumb coaches in the league, I think. Had a lot of hope for him, but no, he is not impressing me at all. Not impressing me at all. Let's see, we go to Tyler Warren. My Colts. Caleb Williams for your Bears. But yeah, dude, if you Bears cards, let me know, and I'll shoot you a set. Put together a pack of stuff just to keep for your Bears, and I'm sure I'm gonna have some Cubby stuff in here too, because I got a lot of baseball stuff in here as well. But yeah, you want a care package, man? Let me know. Yep. But because they played Leonard and probably would have won the games that they did, even though our defense is, hurt and gone to crap. I think ball, there's no time like now to get him that experience, but they're going to start Rivers again. If I'm starting to look at the other team, it's like, really? I'm playing third behind an old guy that's hurt, another guy who's had 3 years to prove himself and hasn't, and then I'm your next guy up. I played in the national championship for Notre Dame last year, and you're going to bring in Rivers off the couch, you're wasting my talent, you know. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't coach. I think they're stupid. But yeah, that's just me. Who we got here? Cardinal card. Let's get him sleeved up. We got Mason Taylor throwback. Should have strung the camera over here. Well, I would have to be sitting this way if I was going to do that. And I don't have enough room there to do what I'm doing. We got Mason Taylor. Let's see. We got Houston, Texas here. We've got them Jets. 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 There we go. First one in the pile for the Jets. Another Tyler Warren. Another Tyler Warren. Another Tyler Warren. Another Tyler Warren. Riley Leonard. George. Okay, so we'll put those. Where's my pile of Giants? Because these are Jacks. Lots of Jackson Darts and Riley Leonard's. Tyler pile of Colts. Big pile of Giants. Get them rookie cards for the boys up. Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, man, let me know if you want a care package. Like I said, I probably got. Yeah, and if you don't have any interest, I get it. But if you want some Cubs and Bears, let me know. I'll shoot you out a care package. Take care of my boy. Rookie card for Titans. D suspended for 2 games. Metcalf. Dude, what were you freaking thinking? Do you think you were see, we got Aguilar, we got Titans, going to sleeve. Let's start moving Colt stuff into different piles because that's going to be the majority of what all this is. Let's see who we got. Chargers, Texans, Puka Nakua, Los Angeles Rams, another for the Giants. Russell Wilson for them Seahawks. Draft Diamonds. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen. Got some Brock Bowers for them Raiders. He's the first one on the stack for the Raiders. Riley Leonard. Josh. Oh, yeah, it was Josh Allen. Got some Bo Nix for them Broncos. You start with which one is glaringly obvious, the Indianapolis Colts, and then the Giants over there. Got Jerome Bettis for them Steelers. I got some Steelers. I got some fans that are. War. Okay, so he for them Chiefs. Bills. Where's the KC at? Just shit here. We got here Dick Kincaid from the Bills. Bills. Lots of Josh Allen. Basscast Radio. We taking over the podcast hosting music for the first game. Very nice, dude. Glad to hear that. That's awesome. They're lucky to have you. That is really awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to kind of can't wait to get back into it in 27. I mean, I'll probably go in the water somewhere. I just won't be involved in all of the rest of it until I can kind of get back to it and focus on it full time. But I'll play with some sports for a while. I like talking sports too much anyway to not be doing a sports card channel. Richardson, Seahawks. Yeah. So we got somebody else hanging out there. Go ahead and post a comment if you want. Tell me where you're from, what you like to collect, or if you're just lurking. We're just drinking a little coffee, sorting some sports cards, doing a little test before tomorrow's Merry Christmas. Open Christmas presents online. Let's see who we got. The Dolphins. Yeah, if anybody out there, tell me who your teams are. I'll probably be sending cards out. Let's see who. Cardinals. Calvin Johnson for them Lions. How about the Lions? Oh, he's the first one on Lions. Appropriately, Miami Dolphins. Miami. There we go. That's pretty cool, Trevor. Pretty cool. We got J.J. McCarthy for them Vikings. Chad Ocho Cinco for them Bengals. Where's my Bengals? Where is my Cincinnati hair? Oh, there we go. Cincinnati Bengals. Xavier Worthy for them, because it's a swirl. For them Chiefs. Still learning different patterns on the card, so it's like, oh, I saved this for a reason. Either a rookie card or an insert. Like these Gridiron Legacies, make it nice. Here's one for you, Trevor. Oh, Devin Hester. Devin Hester, the return master. Dropped that freaking return on my Colts. Super Bowl 41. Super Bowl 41, but we all know how that ended, don't we? Playing in the rain, the slickness, Peyton Manning. Reggie Wayne had a touchdown. Neil Smith with them Chiefs. Peyton Manning on the Gridiron Kings. Riley Leonard. Cam Scattaboo. Got Marvin Harrison. Yeah. That was a beast. Of course, I mean, the first Super Bowl in my mind, in my memory that I still remember was them 85 Bears. That was back before we even had Colts in town, but the Super Bowl show. And the fridge, those were the days. I was rooting for them. I was rooting for them that year just because they were the closest team to us. To play. Another one for the Bills. But yeah, those were the days. I'm gonna have to go ahead and move my Colts pile over here. R.J. Harvey for the Broncos. Cam Ward for them Titans. Oh wait, I think that was two cards. Nope. Yep, was it? Put down two instead of one. Nope, I just put one. We got Jackson Dart for them Giants. Jackson Dart, Scattaboo, another Colt. Yeah, I'm just sitting here sorting my football cards into teams. I've ripped a lot of cool stuff. Same year with living in Illinois when they went here. Yeah. I think I was junior in high school that year, I'm pretty sure. Broncos. Yeah, because I graduated in 86, so that would have made sense. Yomar for the Titans. Bill Carter for the Giants. Riley Leonard. Cam Ward. Got the Got Bryant on the rookie wave. But I'll tell you what, this summer has kind of like, since I was stuck in the chair and playing with cards while I was recovering, kind of like revitalized my love for like all the different, because I haven't done fantasy football in a while, and I had to quit playing fantasy football because I found myself rooting for other players against my team, and I was like, that's not what I'm into sports for. The Commanders. But then again, I love doing good in fantasy football and talking smack to my fellow my fellow players. Let's see, got the first one for the Atlanta Falcons. Tez Johnson for them Tampa Bay Bucks. Some of these they do a purple font to make it kind of hide the person's name. Benjamin Morrison for the Buccaneers. But yeah, I'll just sit here forever on live, testing out the old live stream, make sure everything's working, see how long the camera runs, plugged in that way. But you got Buka for them Buccaneers. Okay, Williams for the Niners. Another Titan. Randy Leonard, Jackson Dorr, Abdul Carter. Warren. Pierce for the Falcons. Rookie cards. Jadon Blue for the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys not making the playoffs either? I swear Jim Irsay and Jerry Jones are the two worst. Of course, can't bitch about Irsay anymore. He's no longer here. Can't be speaking ill of the dead, but he sucked. Where are the Cleveland Browns? Where are the Cleveland Browns? It's the new GJRs and the old one. I still run GoPros. This is my Osmo Pocket 3, so it's the one with a little gimbal. I have one GoPro, but I'm going to sell it. I'm going to probably sell a couple of my DJIs. I'm trying to pare down. I'm going to close Fishing with Gramps as a business. It's a sole proprietorship. So I'm selling everything off, and then I'm just going to retool in 27. But I'm going to fish out of my boat next year. But I'll keep it chesty. But I really like this Pocket 3 for walking around, like say the Bassmaster Classic. And then I've got the Mini Nano, which works as an action camera, but it's even smaller. I keep looking over at the chat versus the camera. But yeah, I'm just going to pare down because I've got mics and everything else, and I've got a better camera. But yeah, that's the Osmo Pocket 3, which, like I said, when I go to card shows, when I go to the Bassmaster Classic, I like that one because I can put it on a stand, but it's got a gimbal, but you can put it on face tracking. So if I'm walking around in a booth, talking to somebody, interviewing somebody, it'll kind of follow the action wherever I move to. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I can actually hit the follow button and it would move around where it sees me moving. But that could be a pain in the butt when you're live streaming because then it's always trying to move and find something to follow. Let's see. These are the Broncos. But yeah, I've got to GoPro 13 and some other stuff. I'm going to be listing a whole bunch of kayak stuff. Like I said, I'm just paring it all down. Somebody's like, why are you selling all your kayaks? And I'm like, because I'll just buy whatever the newest kayak is in 2027 after my hernia surgery. But for now, I'm just going to fish out of the boat. And there's no reason for me to try to store and insure and worry about, like, I'm keeping my boat and I'm keeping my kayak trailer, and then I'll just buy a new kayak. But I'm paring down all my rods and reels because I'm not going to do any more reviews and all that. I'm just keeping my 5 favorite ones, and then I'll go from there. There's no reason for me to have 20 combos because I'm not going to do any, technique videos and all that stuff anymore. I'm just going to go back to fishing for fun and get back to my therapeutic ways, if you will. But continue to share on the water adventures when the time comes. Another for the Cleveland Browns. Warren, Will Howard from the Steelers. For the Seahawks, we got Arroyo. Where are the Seahawks at? Right here. Texans, Chiefs, Riley Leonard, Colts. My Colts file is going to be huge. More Colts. Let's go ahead and set these over here since they're already on a big stack. So when are you going to start podcasting with those guys? That'll be cool. That will be fun. After you went down there and smashed him at Gunnersville. Dude, I was so happy for you. I was kind of hurt myself that I couldn't be there. But man, to have one of my boys, one of the squad, one of my dudes down there, just get down there and smoke them. I mean, that was absolutely fantastic. I was rooting for everybody down there, but man, that was so awesome. So proud to be like, that's one of my boys, my buddies down there tearing him up. Having the day of his life. Carolina Panthers. Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. Giants. DJ from the Colts. Titans right here. Steelers. Yeah, it makes it nice. And the one thing I like, and this is why I went to all DJI, and so did Fluke Master, and so me, Gene, Chad, and Chad's son Austin. We sat around talking about cameras, and Chad had finally found a solution, more or less, for some of the GoPros overheating in the heat, because we were all trying to use for the batteries we were running, or the cables that we were running from our external batteries were all like, high data transfer. And what he figured out is that's putting in too much power, too much juice, creating too much heat. And so, like, the cheapest Walmart cable that he can find, we actually found that, they would run the cameras a little bit longer, a little bit better, because those cheap ass cables just didn't have a lot of pull, because they were mostly just for, basic, power and data transfer. But, when we started messing with the DJIs, and then DJI dropped the mics out, and I think we're like on the third or fourth version of the mics. But like, I still have the bigger mics, but you can see I put a boom on there, and I'll actually take this with the magnet and put it up front with my I'll put it up front with on my fish finder, and then with that boom have it pointing back at me. Thanks, babe. I've just thrown it on the floor. I don't even know what I got in there. It's either cards or shipping supplies, so who knows? But it's another box for shipping out baits for our next fishing grant thing. But love the DJI mics with the DJI cameras. They work flawless. It's seamless, and it's just so nice. And all that being said, I need to take a quick potty break. So talks amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Moose, come on. 800 down to 400. So I actually did what I said I wasn't going to do, move some money out of my foot for paying off my GRAMPS card. I think my wife is going to rename the state bird from Indiana from a cardinal to the damn stink bugs. Them damn things are everywhere. I don't know how they get in, but yeah, we always end up running a shop vac. Seems like a couple of times a day, sucking them suckers up and getting rid of them. Let's see, we got Travis Hunter from the Jaguars, Jacksonville. There we go. Yeah, you'll like the DJIs, and they're simple and easy to use and update. Let's see, we got Simeon Williams from them Packers, the team my wife hates more than anyone because she's obviously a Vikings fan. She says Packer backers are not allowed in her house. The Patriots, who we used to consider our rival, but we're not good enough to have a freaking rival anymore these days. Let's see, I wonder. Yeah. See if maybe we get a little more personal. Oh, that's probably a little too personal. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I get for putting the camera over here and having the chat over here. What's up there, my dude? Yeah, they started out the first half okay, that's for sure. Just I'm still not buying this coach. Still not buying the coach. They should have been playing Riley Leonard, in my opinion, but you know how it goes. But yeah, I'm just sitting here sorting some cards and testing mics, and but honestly, I want to test and see how long this camera will stream. Let's move him over here maybe a little bit. He's going to keep pointing at me regardless. Yeah, he is. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just want to test how long this DJI Osmo will run plugged into the computer, and sorting some cards, drinking some coffee, shooting a breeze, testing everything out for tomorrow when I get to open my Christmas presents. Got the Cowboys, got the Colts, got them Eagles. Where the Eagles? Yeah, I should have done this a long time ago, but nothing like taking the day off. Since we got a federal holiday, as you know, nothing like taking a day off and sorting cards. Why not? Got to get them organized sooner or later. Buffalo Bills, Ashton Genty with them Raiders. Vegas has got a good chance at getting Fernando Mendoza, and I think Mendoza and Ashton Genty paired up. Oh boy, that could be a thing. That could definitely be a thing. Colts, Broncos. Why do I have him upside down? I'm looking around, and the only one I don't have anything of right now is the Baltimore Ravens. It's kind of funny. Colts, Broncos, Colts, Giants. May as well move my Colts because I know these piles are going to get big. Yeah, I know. Troubleshooting your capture card last night. Think it's time to retire it? Holy smokes. Was that one of the like the Elgato plug-in kind of things, or an internal? I know you and Fo were probably the only two that I know that I see streaming. What's up there, Steven? Just in here doing some sports chat and sorting some cards and drinking some coffee. I got more boxes for shipping, so I'm probably going to do another fishing with Gramps whatnot stream at some point. Maybe do it Friday. I don't know. Part of me says I need to move some of these cards into people's hands for, you know, people who want the various teams that I'm not collecting. But we'll figure that out. But oh, it was an internal over me. Okay. You still playing? Is there any good games and whatnot out there? What I see, Call of Duty 6 came out recently. I just haven't been paying attention to any of it. It's like once I became, you know, YouTubing, it seems to be like in doing all my stuff. But that being said, I may get to a point where I sell my brother this laptop and then get another gaming laptop and get us both back in, even if we're just even if we're just playing old school Counter-Strike. You know, I know there's probably a million hackers out there. Philadelphia Eagles. Yep, just visiting. You know me, I can talk for hours at a time, so I continue to do so in one form or another, whether it's on the water fishing and get back to that when I can, or now that I'm completely immersed in these sports cards, you know, having some fun with this. But I think in the future, I'll be either hauling the boat or the kayak trailer around to different places. Jeremy and I go to sports cards shows at because there's like a bunch up in Cleveland and all that. Battlefield 6 has kind of been the thing. Had a lot of the Stomp Fest guys doing it. Yeah, I saw Fo was setting that up. That is so cool. That is so cool. I'm gonna have to do that one of these days because I bet there was some old school Unreal Tournament and, you know, even like, you know, I love it when we used to do that. Just jump back in and play the old games that we could all play on our fucking phones or tablets these days. Seahawks. Yeah, that had to be cool. That had to be cool. Eagles. All right. Oh, almost through the first two rows. That's pretty damn good. I just got to get organized. I've been studying for this test, which is what I should be doing while I'm doing this. But like I said, I wanted to test out the whole live stream setup. Get this test out of my way here in the third week of January. Be done with that CISSP nonsense. See if I can pass it this time. I had to push it a little too soon after surgery, but I had a freebie. I got 2 attempts at it, and I was running out of time. Missed like so many months of my study time. Let's see, which team is this would go to. I'm just going to stick this over here for now. But I don't know. I was probably pretty close to passing it, but my memory and recall just were not there. Well, I bought a couple of complete top sets in 1985 because the Bears had won the Super Bowl. You know, the funny thing is, I knew going in I had 2 shots at it, and so I wasn't really sweating it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. A lot of people really hype it up. My problem is the stuff I didn't know or I couldn't recall, I just completely couldn't pull it out. But what I learned afterwards is the first 50 questions of that test are the most important because that's where it adapts and then starts to play with you. And I burned through those. I bet I was through the first 50 or 70 questions in probably 20 minutes. I treated it kind of like a Microsoft test, even though I knew I shouldn't. I did, and then it nailed me on the stuff that I just either hadn't studied because I thought I knew it, which in all honesty was probably the case. I glazed over, um, and I thought where I would get nailed would be like the TCP/IP stuff and all that, but I got nailed like on software development, lifecycle stuff, um, some of the basic areas that I knew I needed to focus on more, but it's like, they're not really going to. Oh boy, yeah, they did. So I'm taking the study. I spent most of my time focusing on areas I knew I didn't know, and I did really well on those. But on the stuff that I took for granted and thought I knew, it went a little deeper on and kind of got me. So it's okay. CGRC kicked your butt depth. I want you to remember for the RMF cycles is insane. Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, I know this is the last one of these I'll ever take. And I'm like, it's funny because I failed my very first one, which was Windows 95, and I knew that I'd probably fail my very last one at least once, which is this one. But that's okay. I'll be ready for it in January. I was actually going to take it. Yesterday. That's when I first rescheduled for. But I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I'm not gonna push myself through the holidays. I'm going to enjoy it. After what I went through this year, I didn't want Christmas and family time to be soaked up in sweating over that stupid test. So I was like, I'm just going to push it to the third week of January. I'm going to enjoy my wife. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to enjoy my children, my grandchildren, and my puppy dogs. And then, after the first of the year, most of the family, Shane's got the girls. Of course, he's, if you didn't know, Shane's divorced and has a new girlfriend, and his wife's already moved on and remarried. His wife, my grandbaby's mother remarried pretty quick, so I think that was probably a thing pretty fast. But they were all here for Thanksgiving, except for Faith. She's down in Dallas right now, but Faith probably would have come up for the holidays, but she ended up using her time and travel to come up and be with me in the hospital when I when I needed it the most. So normally we would go down at Christmas time and spend it with her, and I'm pretty sure that's what we'll do next year. But since neither Elise or I have any leave, we're going to be banking it, and then we'll go down and see Faith next Christmas. But we're the Cleveland Browns. But so Shane will be up in Indy with the girls, and then the girls will go to her mom's. So they split days. So, but we will see Joe Michael and his new wife, which Zach. Let me turn and look at the camera. When you meet John Michael's wife, and yeah, if you didn't know he got married, yes, he did. Dude, when I met her, I walked back in the house and I told Elise, I said, that's the one. he literally found the woman for him. They go to Brown County and go hiking. They like doing outdoorsy stuff. She's, I think she's originally from South Carolina, but her mom lives up here in Judah. Dude, they are peas in a pod. Very much like Chauncey and Hunter are peas in a pod. Jess and John Michael, perfect for each other. Like I said, I can't wait for you to meet him and her together, and then you take them to a hike somewhere, and hopefully I'll be back into walking shape then too. Yeah, more Lepsa for me. Hey, honey, Zach said since all the kids won't be here, that's more Lepsa for me. She gave her laugh, But yeah, dude, when you meet Jess, you're gonna be like, yep. Them two, they're together is where they belong. But yeah, she is just an angel, and exactly what she needed. But yeah, so they'll be over. Chauncey and Hunter and Sweet Pea will be over because tomorrow's Christmas, so they'll be over there, and then me and the wifey me and Granny get a chill by ourselves tomorrow. So I'm sure she'll have something that we're gonna watch and spend time with and do some Christmassy things together. Carolina Panthers. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, glad to see it. Yeah, same. I told him, I was like, it's like I tell everybody when you can't force yourself to find the one. When you find the one, that'll be the one. Let's see, there's old Tua. I must have had him in a veteran pile. I'll go ahead and put some of these veterans with the rookie cards too. Yeah, but she is a sweetheart. If you follow him on Instagram, I think he posts there more than anything. You'll see them kind of the togetherness, but they kind of don't do much of the. They're like you when it comes to social. They'll message and not post much, so I get that too. Let's see. Jonathan Taylor, Green Bay. Let's see, that's Jordan Love with the Packers. There we go. McCaffrey ate our freaking lunch the other day. Let's see, Tyler Warren, Titans, Cam Ward. Broncos are warming up. Titans, Green Bay. My wife's Vikings. Skull. Quinn Ewers, who's now starting for the Dolphins. Where is Miami? There. Gotta keep some of these Cowboys for a buddy of mine who used to collect and saw me getting back into it and is kind of jumping back into it as well. So I told him that I would keep him some Cowboy stuff together. I understand, brother. I understand. I quit with like all the news and I try. There'll be some time I see something stupid and I'll go make a comment and then I'll be like, stay out of the dumbassery. But no, I don't blame you. I'd much rather suck my time into sports and just being a fan and playing, this way than getting into all the other crap that's going on in the world. Because honestly, I just don't care. Just don't care. I don't think a lot of people don't either. Let's see, Josh Allen. Kind of got them Bills turned back around. Thought they were gonna fall out of it there for a while, but they finally got back on track. See, Cowboys. I still yet don't have a single Raven, which is weird. I know I do in my other box because I got some like Lamar Jackson slabs that I wanted some giveaways. Good thing about TikTok and whatnot and YouTube, if you don't want to buy stuff, you can literally get on whatnot, just watch people, be in their room hanging out, and they give away cards and slabs and packs and all kinds of stuff. My brother literally almost has a collection just from sitting around and learning because he's not a big sports guy, other than the most obvious, but yep, understood. But yeah, Jeremy's actually starting to watch more sports and all that too, and he's never really given much of a flip about it because he'll sit in whatnot streams, helping other people bring people into the room, and then he'll win giveaways and do all that too. He's not big into spending money on cards, but hey, if people will give him stuff to hang out, he has time, he will hang out. And he's already hit some pretty cool stuff just by hanging out in people's, live streams and whatnot on whatnot. I'll be pushing a bunch of these cards up and whatnot as well. You know, somebody wants to get them for $1 and have like the latest and greatest whatever. If they're not something I'm collecting, then I don't need to hang on to them. But I am going to put packs together for kids and other people and stuff as well. So give me something to carry and hang around, carry and hand out, just like I do baits and so forth too. Kyle Williams with the Patriots. Again with the Patriots, Cowboys. The Cowboys and Bills. Desiree Thomas for them Jets. Don't have a lot of Jets. Got Steelers. Chargers. We're the Cleveland Browns. Road to the Super Bowl. One of them Bills. Dylan Gabriel for them Browns. On the rated rookie. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, I know. I had to start selling because I was consuming more than I was pushing. But I know the feeling. But I mean, it's like the new faster eBay. eBay is kind of boring compared to whatnot. And I've seen a lot of people that I follow on YouTube that do like, go to yard sales and flip stuff and all that. A lot of them are going to whatnot over eBay just because why hold on to inventory? That reminds me, I need to hit you back on payday. Yeah, I need to hit you back on payday. Unless you're still shopping in the springtime when you recovered from, the thing, because I'm going to be posting all my kayaks and stuff up too. But yeah. Jeff, you're in the chat. Drop a comment. Tell me where you're from. Who's your favorite sports team? I'm just drinking coffee and testing out my stuff for tomorrow's live stream, where we'll be ripping cards and not sitting here sorting stuff that we ripped for previous YouTube videos. If you're new here to the channel and you like, checking out the latest and whatever, I don't do like the $5,000 boxes and all that stuff. Yeah, if you're interested in watching rips daily, I'm going to start a series called Daily Rip Therapy. It's just going to be a short of me grabbing a random pack out of a box of cards, or a random pack out of a box that I've loaded up with cards, and seeing what we hit for the day. Just got to drop weight again. Only shop now as we carry stuff next month. Yep, got you. Yeah, I'm still losing mine. I went from 344. I'm sitting in the 230s, kind of fluxing because I'm not gonna punish myself during Christmas time. So I'm enjoying the goods and stuff and things, and it's up 3, down 3. I got a walking pad. It's kind of like cheap treadmill, but that way I get some steps in each day. Can't do a ton of working out yet till I get the hernia surgery next fall, but I'm doing push-ups against the wall and lightweight dumbbells and things like that. Just doing a little bit of yoga, but I just can't strain anything in my midsection because I can't make it work. Gen 6, yeah, I saw that they dropped some stuff. Yeah, and I was like, It's funny how I can't know anything that's going on in that world, and then Gen 6 drops, and I'm like, oh, I must have one just because I want to have one. But I think I've got a 17 mounted to the side of my bed, with an extended and a red dot and a light on it. And then my 43 is still my daily, run around with me. But I want to get one of the new 43s because I didn't realize they came out with a newer version that you can put the light on. So I didn't realize that mine didn't have that. So I ordered the light and then a holster for it, and then realized my Gen 3 doesn't have that rail on it. So I was like, oh, I need to sell this so I get the one on the rail. So the boy might get a Christmas present. Hey, there's my boy. Get your fish on. How you doing, brother? Just sitting here sorting some cards. You know, I'm doing a little coffee and chit chatting as we're testing cameras and mics and lights and whatnot. Tomorrow I'll have everything over here facing this wall, and you know, I'm going to be opening a bunch of my Christmas stuff. But yeah, man, I've been enjoying your hot takes. It's always fun to see what's going on in the fishing world that I've kind of ignored, but I know I can catch up on what's going on by hitting your channel up. But yeah, I started to dump all this stuff over on Fishing with Gramps and then Hide Fishing with Gramps. And then I was on a whatnot stream the other day, and one of the guys in there was like, "Hey, what happened to all your fishing videos?" And I was like, "Well, you know, doing sports cards." And he was like, "Oh, I was using your channel, and that's why I'm teaching my son how to fish." He hit me in the feels. So I brought all the card content back over to this channel and put all the fishing content, turned it all back on because it's like I spent too many years building that to just turn it off. You know, I won't be posting anything to it for a while, but like he said, you know, he's like, I've been using your stuff to help teach my son to fish. The good Lord was like, whoosh, go turn your channel back on and quit trying to force this onto that. And I'm like, yep, I'll just come over here, do sports cards over here, do fishing stuff over there when I can get back on the water in the boat. And yeah, so Fishing with Gramps is back up and live. And yeah, I lesson learned. I will keep this world separated from that, and I'll hop back and forth. I've got two different whatnot accounts. There's no reason why I can't have two different two different, you know, YouTube accounts and just, you know, build a family over here that's involved around sports and sports cards, and then keep the fishing family over there and you know, hop in and out of that as well. Yes, sir. Doing good. Doing good. Heart's doing good. Obviously, as you know, after chit chatting not long ago, you know, still waiting on the hernia surgery, but that's okay. We'll count the blessings that we have and quit crying over the spilt milk, even though I'm still crying like a baby every day because this shit hurts. It gets in the way of other things, exercise, stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get there. We'll get there. I certainly should not be complaining after all the work that they had to do in my chest this summer. I should not be complaining about me not being able to do some of the things I like to do. We'll just do other things until then. But you know, I'm blessed to have friends that are, you know, into sports and fishing. I mean, fishing. Who's, you know, most of us are all sports fans anyway. So there's one of them Vikings. But what we got here? Rocket Ishmael from the Panthers. Where damn Carolina Panther is. I got some Green Bay Packers. The pile my wife says I have to burn. Got Puka Nakua. Boy, that dude had a great game the other day. He's an outstanding receiver. Want to see me pull up a boomer downtown? Tomorrow's the day. We finish up the challenge. We did our 24-day, you know, hunting with the advent calendar. Of course, you know, if you pull one out of one of the advent calendars, that's miracle in itself. But tomorrow we chase the downtowns out of the tens. I might actually grab another one of the calendars and do one of those too. Just, you know, hunting for a downtown again. Depends on how long the live stream goes. Depends on how long I can keep talking. But we got some college football we're gonna rip. I got one more Bowman Chrome. You guys haven't seen a video for that yet because those are all probably a few weeks ahead. But I got a Bowman Chrome. I got a certified box, which will be the most expensive box I've ever ripped. And then we got some of the updated baseball. I got my hands on one of the Target exclusive box for the NBA. So I got a NASCAR box in there. We're gonna do a little mix of everything tomorrow. But yeah, it's so funny. My brother and my son both pull it downtown their first week into you know, opening any kind of pack, and they both pull them out of different products, but they both pull the CD Lamb from the Cowboys, and I'm like, you mom. But I mean, that's part of it. You know, that's the chase, so to speak. Just like bass fishing, you got to make that cast before you get that bite. And I'm casting a lot and just still haven't hit any of the big ones yet. But I can't bitch because I've I'll show you this since you're in here. Oh, and it's still in an envelope. But I pulled a Peyton Manning 1-2 in a break that I was in. I'll show that tomorrow. Yeah, I've got all those cards put up, you know, like the stuff that's kind of up there. But I'm sorting like all the inserts and rookie cards and all that for now. But yeah, I'll do some show and tell tomorrow during that live stream. But like I said, you know, I've been collecting some Colts. I've been winning some Colts in different breaks. But yeah, it's been wild. But yeah, I pulled a monster Peyton Manning flawless for a $16 buy-in that I happened to jump in while I was driving up to a VA appointment in Indy. Didn't know I won it until like later in the day when I got an email notification saying that City Breaks is sending you a package, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I went back and watched the video replaying about crashing the truck. Let's see, we've got too many Eagles, but yeah, we'll get into that tomorrow when I don't have a big mess in front of me. Like I said, I'm just testing out mics and cameras and all that, but we'll have a little bit better setup tomorrow. Tyler Warren from them Colts. Let's see, Eagles, Warren. Lots of Tyler Warren rated rookies. I'm going to send some of these, I think, to get graded. Just because. Dallas Cowboys. I want to test some of the grading companies and go through that whole process and shoot some videos on it, I think. Test some CGC, test out PSA, even though everybody's pissed off at them right now. I know their wait times are forever. But I like the degree cases. I'm going to cherry pick some of the stuff to send to them because I like their cases. Let's see, Jets, Commanders, Colts, Giants, Chargers. Oh, my first Baltimore Raven, Malaki Starks. Maybe that'll crack the Eagles, Seahawks, 49ers. Yeah, he said, I want to see you pull a kaboom right downtown. That will be fun. We'll have some fun tomorrow. Eat some prime ribs, spend some time with the kids and grandbabies, and then have some fun on our own. And probably end up watching Christmas movies with Gran. Yeah, I'm really interested to see if this camera makes sure it's still, doing stuff and things. It looks pretty clear. It's a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I didn't realize they had a webcam. I like taking this one when I go like to shows like the Bassmaster Classic, or in the future when I do card shows, walk around and do stuff with it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Chargers. Rookie card not sleeved up. Let's get him sleeved up. Jeff, you're popping in the chat. Say hey, tell me where you're from, what you like to collect if you do, or who your favorite sports teams are. I love sports in general, even though I got my favorite teams. I just realistically, if my team's not playing, I still watch sports like all the damn time, and it's just, I just want a good game. That's really what it comes down to. People will be like, "Oh, who are you rooting for?" A good game. That's really all I care about. Titans, Steelers. Yeah, just going through sorting out my inserts, my rookie cards. I got some veteran stuff in here too. Eventually, I'm going to go through all of my other ones and put together card packs for kids and leave them. We've got one card shop in town here, but there are Pokemon and Magic and all that. So I'm gonna put together a box and just take them over there too. So what is the draw to go to the Classic? Realistically, a lot of people would say, the vendors, the show. You know, but honestly, meeting it is like a family reunion of bass fishermen. And I mean, guys like us getting together, like Freedom Squad was there. Um, the first one we all went to, a bunch of us, was in Knoxville, which is where it's at this year. And I couldn't walk in the door. I was there with Ralph, Army Outdoors, and others. And then as soon as I walk in the door, I hear Gramps. And somebody who watches the channel was yelling at me. And all the Freedom Squad lost their minds. They were laughing and rolling, and they were like, "Oh, we're the security detail for Fishing with Gramps. Got to make sure of the fans." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" It was so funny. But I mean, honestly, what's the draw to the classic? The people. Um, one, going and meeting and hanging out with a lot of your friends that you may not have another reason to go see, but then you know, talking to KBD or Fluke Master or any pro that you might run into. Of course, me being a YouTuber that's in the fishing space, you know, um, I know a lot of people that do it too, like Christine Fisher, Fluke Master. Um, but if you were ever like a fan of the Guggen Squad, some of the guys that were there, and then a lot of other YouTube personalities. But realistically, it's the people. It's like Steve Parks, the guy who invented the rage bug. I love bullshitting with him at the Strike King booth. Um, just seeing different people. We've developed a relationship with Brett Ayler, the Daiwa angler out of California. We run into him quite often, and even though I mostly fish Shimano, when I was working with American Legacy, he came up there and did a thing, and then I run into him like at Red Crest and the Classic and all that, and we follow each other on Facebook and Instagram, and he's kind of into the pew pew world as well. But it's just cool, having Michael Iconelli. I can say I'm friends with Michael Iconelli. We share, sponsors in some places, and like in another one of those things where you kind of run into people so many times, and you get to know each other, and then obviously, he and I have a relationship together through Fish Texas Kayak Trailers. Um, so I know Michael Iconelli, Christine Fisher. I can consider a very good friend, a dear friend, along with many others. So honestly, if you're into collecting autographs, you can do that. If you'd like to see some of the stuff the vendors are coming out, um, the being in the weigh-in days is really cool. If you're big into Bassmaster, like history, it's really cool. I'm not getting anything sorted because I'm starting it, but yeah, the classic is something that can't be replicated. It's the Super Bowl of bass fishing. Honestly, I like the product from Major League Fishing more. I like the catch as many fish as you can catch. I like Bassmaster. Don't get me wrong. I'm a life member of Bass, and always will be. And Bassmaster is now into the kayak thing. And sadly, I'm going to miss the first season of the Indiana Bass Nation Kayak Series that we've got going on this year. But I'll still be rooting for everybody, and you know, maybe follow people around my boat and see how that goes. But the classic is just the classic. If you've not been to one and you're a bass angler, man, I highly recommend it because it's just a fun thing to do. Yeah, that's we're talking about other sports. The funny thing is I actually have sports cards from like KBD. Man, are those? It's like I have like a KBD. I have a Jimmy Houston. Let's see, these are all slab big dudes. Those are basketball. But I actually have some sports cards. You know what? They might be in the frame behind me. But I got like some Jimmy Houston. KBD obviously is my all time, and Colts. Start moving my Colts pile again. Yeah, I mean, it's the Bassmaster Classic. It's like the Catalina wine mixer. It's just one of those things. If you're a fan, it's worth going to at least once. And for me, the thing I liked about this year especially, anybody on the Rams? Yep, there we go. For me, and it's a blessing this year, it's at Knoxville, Tennessee again. So even though I don't have leave and I'm going to be spending the next year banking leave so I can travel again in 2027, with having the Classic in Knoxville, it's close enough that I don't have to. I can go down Friday and Saturday and then come back on Sunday, even though I'll miss the final weigh-in, to go to work on Monday. But it's close enough where I can take a couple of days and go down and just enjoy it and hang out with Ralph and the rest of the fishing fam down there. Catalina wine mixer, that's right, baby. We're them dirty birds. Dirty birds. Atlanta, yeah, beginning. But yeah. Vikings, Titans, Colts. Go ahead and put them over there since it's a big stack. More them Eagles. The Panthers, as my son called them. Oh, no, wait, he's Jaguars. Wrong. Big Cat, Jacksonville. Cincinnati Bengals. Washington. The Bears. Chicago, the Bears. Who is that? Colston Loveland. Or the Cleveland Browns with Shador. Houston Texans. Broncos, Colts. More Tyler Warren. I have a ton of Tyler Warren. Let's see. Broncos. LA Chargers. LA Rams are on one. I was getting it. Yep. Gotta put the puppy dog out. Vikings, Colts, Browns, the Lions, Detroit Lions. Vikings, Ferguson from the Rams. Yep. Thanks for the insight into the Classic. I'm selling out the glow from the experience of meeting people at KBFNC. Yeah, it's hard to beat that. Trevor was in here earlier, and he went down there and just had the best day ever, which is completely awesome. Abdul Carter, Scadaboo. But yeah, that's a special one. It sucks that it's a kind of a slowing down kind of a thing. But I'm glad you got to go and many others did, even though a lot of other people kind of bailed. But yeah, it's an experience worth having once. Having that board and and making memories. Really, it's we talk about it all the time on the Fishing with Gramps side, is making memories when you can, and that's part of building a family and getting everybody together and doing just that. Patriots, Green Bay. But yeah, it's a special thing. I mean, I think you'll find the Classic the same. We treat it the same way because if you think about it, the Classic is now not just the Classic for the boaters. The Kayak Championship Classic is the days up to the first day of the weigh-in. So you have all the kayak anglers down there that are fishing the Bassmaster, and you have all the boaters. So for guys like us, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You got all the kayak anglers, you got all the boaters, and the best in the world, are the ones that are down there. Chiefs and the Browns. It's Carson Swish, whatever. It's a numbered. Nope, it's got a green border, so I have to check. Sometimes they'll sneak you with them green borders on the rated rookies. Eric Dickerson for the Colts. Steelers. Tua not gonna play anymore. Cooper Cup with them Seahawks. Press proof. Here's one for all the Bears fans out there. Rex Grossman. There he is. Trying to see what year this one was. I didn't know if they did stats for any one particular year. Yep, we remember him. Super Bowl 41. Trying to whoop up on my Colts in the rain, in the mud. But it wasn't meant to be. Here's a purple press proof, a CD Lamb. Very nice. Keep that for my buddy who just got back into the hobby and is hunting for some Cowboys and not looking to get raped from the prices of packs these days. Mike Williams. Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Down for the Colts. Easy to be sleeved up. What's up there, Josh? How you doing, brother? Just in here drinking some coffee, sorting some sports cards, testing out cameras and whatnot for our live stream for tomorrow. We'll be facing this wall over here tomorrow. I'm just facing this way since I'm sorting up some cards, but I had some in the pile that hadn't got into a penny sleeve yet, so these purple press proofs I need to take care of. Working, oh man, I don't want to hear that. Of course, you know me. I got the day off as a federal employee since El Presidente made the day before Christmas and the day after Christmas a holiday. I was like, thank you, sir. I will take some vacation days since I don't have any leave built up. It's nice to be able to get some, even though I spent 12 weeks at home. Don't really call that a vacation. Even though I was learning the hobby of the modern day sports cards while here. So yeah. Dolphins. I figured I'd just sort some cards, get them organized, and go live to test out the cameras and make sure that one over here, does what I need it to do for the stream that I'm going to do tomorrow. And we're at an hour and 28 minutes in. We're at 90 minutes in, and it's doing good and not overheating. And yeah, I'm just playing and chatting and talking. Me running my mouth. Something that I always tell my kids and my friends that I'm not, I don't have any gifts. I can't sing. I'm not an artist like Hunter. John Michael can really carry a tune. I used to sing with my mom quite a bit in church, but, don't have the talents that they do. But one thing I can do is talk and talk and talk and talk. Talk endlessly and needlessly and senselessly about whatever I want. And, I guess they have to say people, public speaking and all that, and that's never been an issue for me. I inherited that from my grandfather, who is a former, he was a Baptist minister. He used to work at RCA repairing radios and building radios, and then spent his retirement years doing flea markets and kind of like he was eBay before there was eBay. He bought stuff, fixed stuff, and then flipped stuff, and that's what he did. And my brother and I laugh because we both have, like my brother's made jewelry and woodworking and all that, and then had businesses on Etsy and eBay. And we've always you wouldn't think my brother's a people person, publicly speaking, but he like dealing with customers and all that too. But as far as get up and running your mouth in front of people, that's always been a gift of mine. I don't know if my wife would call it a gift. She is the opposite of people person. We're like, will you stop talking to everybody? Because then she wants, I drag her into that mess. Who am I looking for? Dolphins. Oh, Miami. Miami, there you are up there. Yeah, Josh said he's at work. But yeah, if there's anybody in the chat that's the first time here, you're just lurking, I get it. Welcome, welcome. If you're into sports or sports cards or whatever, you know, tell me who your teams are, who you like. Or if you collect it all, tell me, you know, what kind of cards you like to collect. Tell me about you. Tell me about your mom and them. I'm just sorting cards, testing cameras before tomorrow's big live stream. Who am I looking at? Vikings, Texans, Titans, Vikings. Yeah, I've been ripping cards for, I don't know, a couple of months, doing YouTube videos and whatnot, and I've never sorted any of these. And I was like, I got a whole box full of base cards and a whole box full of inserts, and I need to start getting organized because I'm going to keep what I'm going to keep from the Colts and whatnot, and then I'm probably just going to flip a lot of the other cards on whatnot. So somebody else who collects, you know, looking for their team can get them for, you know, start everything in a book. You know, and then I can take that and get them into something else and go rip something else new. Broncos. I know a lot of people buy cards to grade them and then sell them and all that too, but that's a whole lot more work than I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to rip and have fun and enjoy the chase, so to speak. Got to be careful when you do that because it can get expensive if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. I found a lot of stuff on sale and Christmas and all that too. So, oh, there goes the tinnitus. Oh. My ear just decided to let me know that he's here and paying attention and remind me that, yeah, I'm one of those guys. Oh, there we go. Ravens. I don't have very many Ravens at all. Who is this? Mark Andrews, tight end. Okay. Ellis for the Falcons. Oh, I got my ear settled back now. That was a nice loud ringing noise. Colts. There we go. Back into the Colts pile. If you're on the camera looking at me, wondering why I keep looking that way, I'm kind of checking the chat. I just kind of put the camera where you guys can kind of see what I'm doing versus, you know, anything else or just me staring straight at me. But kind of showing. See if we can turn it a little bit that way. And no, I wonder if I should have done this earlier. Let's turn the camera around so we can see the screen. And then now you guys can see my sports wall on TV over there. And we'll flip the camera around this way. Bingo. Oh, now it's got face tracking on. I didn't want that. Well, I guess now you're stuck looking at me. Shoot. Yeah, I want to show the cards, not the face tracking. No, it's not gonna quit, man. Well, now it's gonna stay focused on me. So now you're stuck looking at me while I'm doing all this. Dang it. Oh well. Giants. Jaguars. Boy, we don't have many Jaguars. Colts. Jaguars. Colts. Do this like Uno. Put the cards together and then put them in a pile. Jacksonville right there. And then we got Bucks, Titans, Colts, Falcons here in front of me. Broncos are right here in front of me. Cardinals. A lot of Cardinals, surprisingly. McCaffrey from the Niners. Who we got? Buccaneers, Tampa Bay is over here. And then we got the Titans over here in this pile. Got an Osmo. Yeah, this one is the Pocket 3, and that's what I use it when I go to shows, like the Classic or, you know, take it to card shows. That's like my interviewing camera, so I can put it on the stands it's on, but that way when I'm talking to somebody and walking around their booth, it follows and tracks me, and I do all that. I've also got one of the DJI Nanos, which is their mini camera, and then I got a couple of their action cams for like when I'm on the boat or the kayak. But yeah, that's the Osmo Pocket 3. And then I've got like the mics and all that too. Broncos. Rated rookie. Who are you with? Eagles. But yeah, that's what that one is. And I didn't realize it had a webcam feature until I was looking something up. And I was like, oh man, I can actually run that. Because I've got these different Elgato cameras up here. So I can do a face at me and then a face overhead. And then I'm gonna have this as a third camera option, but I had never used it in a live stream before where I've used the other ones. So I figured I'd do a test live today and use this. But I actually use that for my ripping videos when I'm doing shorts and whatever, because it'll change its recording format based on which way you flip the screen. Plus, I can just put it on its tripod. It's right in front of me, but it's small. It's out of the way. But then I can put another microphone wirelessly a little bit away from me, so you don't get the hi guys, me breathing, into the mic that's on that. So having the microphone separated away kind of alleviates some of that. But Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Funny thing is, with me sitting here drinking coffee while I'm talking and sorting cards, I have to go to the bathroom. Colts, Broncos. But yeah, that's the Osmo Pocket 3, and I think they're getting ready to come out with a new version of that. But I like the gimbal to it. Another cool thing is if I put that up in my window in the truck, it'll steady cam and take all the shake out of it too. But like if I'm doing a driving video, which you really shouldn't do, I should lead by example. Patriots, Texans. Who this is? Falcons. Speaking of going to the bathroom. So I'm not using OBS. I'm using StreamYard because one thing I like about StreamYard, even though they're about to price me out of it, and I'm probably going to go to OBS. But yeah, you can when you plug it straight in. So I've got a USB cable, a long one, from my laptop over to it. As soon as you make that connection, it'll give you an option to do data transfer or run as a webcam. So it's actually running as a direct source. But man, yeah, I'm gonna have to go relearn OBS because a lot of people on Whatnot use OBS for, so if they're doing a Whatnot stream, they can also stream to YouTube, and then that way their YouTube audience will be like, oh, he's live. And if they want to come shop, they can jump on Whatnot. But if they just want to see like what cards you're selling or what you're moving or doing, it makes it real nice. And I talked about going to the bathroom, so you guys are going to give me a break. But yeah, it acts as a direct source. And watch the thing follow me out of the room. I really don't want you to. Yeah, it's gonna follow me. Okay, so I need to turn off the face tracking because I don't want it. I don't. Oh, there we go. That was a lot easier than I thought. So hopefully, no. I guess it was in selfie mode. How do you? What is that mode? FT selfie on face track selfie. So what is that one? It's still doing the same thing. So I guess it's probably gonna follow me out of the room. So sadly, you have to watch me walk away. I really don't want to do that. I want it to stay focused here on what I want it on. Quit following me. Stupid thing. Yeah, there's the cool feature of it, but now it's gonna follow me out of the room. So I'm gonna go out to the bathroom and come back. I don't know if it followed me or not. Oh, cool. It didn't chase me. Hello, I'm back. Come back over to the table. There we go. Now we can show the peeps what we're actually doing. Cover your base. See you soon. Yeah. All right. Get back to sorting cards so we can get on with having some more fun. We got more Eagles. Jason Beck on the rookie for the Raiders. Los Angeles Raiders. Saints, Chiefs. Jaguars. Jordan from the Saints. Don't have a lot of Saints. That's wild. I know I got some Tyler Shook stuff somewhere from random rips and breaks and whatnot. Brandon Ayuk from the Niners. Jim Gibson. Another Devin Hester. Gotta love Devin Hester. Chicago Bears. Boomer Esiason with them Bengals. Good old Boomer from back in the day. Patriots. Yeah, cool thing on Whatnot. Anybody's out there, if you want some place just to go win free stuff and hang out and learn, I'll jump from room to room. And, there's always guys doing giveaways because, they want eyeballs on their stuff. But, that's how auctions work. They draw you in and then bang, you're buying stuff. But, if you're just there to kind of browse, it's cool because lots of cool giveaways. I actually got into a channel last night when I was doing some editing, and the guy was doing a whole bunch of like 80s, 90s cards, so Jordans and so forth, and baseball cards from back, and I was like, man, I think I won a couple of things, and then I ended up buying a couple of cards some Jordans I'd love to have for $1. Or a couple of bucks. It was pretty, sometimes those rooms will get crazy and they'll run them up and you'll see a card go for $11,000. I saw that a couple of times in a couple of rooms. And then some guys that are dealing in cards more or less like this, or some various, slabs and whatnot. But, obviously Kobe's are really popular because he's no longer with us. Tampa Bay. Christian McCaffrey. I like these Gridiron King cards. Get you out of the glare, but those are pretty slick looking. It's funny because everybody's always hunting the big time cards, the case hits and so forth. But Broncos, John Elway. But even like these bomb squads, these are kind of cool. Sam Darnold with the Seahawks. Of course, for all my Colts fans out there, Tyler Warren on the bomb squad. Brock Purdy with the 49ers. He had a hell of a game the other day. Brown with A.J. Brown with the Eagles. See Chiefs. Crosby with Packers. Man, I'm getting through this box finally. I know some of this stuff's going to be basketball cards, and I'll separate those out and do those separately. Jeremy Shockey with the Giants. Jim Hart with the Cardinals. Kellen Winslow with them Chargers. Peyton, the legend himself, the Sheriff, Peyton Manning. Those over here. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. Let me know how my stuff works. Very helpful. Tomorrow will be a lot more fun because I get to look at new stuff, but then you don't have to sit here and listen to me sorting stuff like a goober. Broncos. Lamont St. Brown with the Lions. Smith and Jigba. Seahawks. Roma Dunze. It's a good looking card for the Bears. Chicago Bears. Pat Bryant. Trayvon Henderson with them Pats. The Jaguars. Trayvon Bryant. Got some Dirty Birds. Jeremy Shockey again. Myles Garrett with for the Cleveland Browns. Good looking Jonathan Taylor card right there. Yep. All right, who we got next? These all basketball. We might be doing. Oh no, I got to sort through and then move these over. I'm gonna get all the football done today, and then we'll go through baseball and basketball separate. These are all basketball, 8-bit ballers. Yep. Put you over here. I got some. Got Tyler Warren all magged up. Look at that one. Put him over here with the pile. Audio video is pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad having my mic over here and the video over there, but it'll be much better tomorrow. But yeah, I appreciate the help with the feedback and let me know, that everything's working okay. A nice Ezekiel Elliott. I must have won that from somebody because I have it in a mag with them Cowboys. In the one touch. Here's another one I got in a giveaway. Victor Wembanyama. Dude's a freaking beast. Straight baller coming out of France. Like 8 feet tall. Wimburn can shoot. Kid is crazy good. All right, who else we got? These are basketball, so I'll go through them later when I get like the team cards for basketball. I need to order some of those so I can get better organized for when I do a whatnot stream. Do. All right, we got this is kind of cool one. Jonathan Taylor with like a pink wave. I'm sure there's a name for it. Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, Caleb from the Steelers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Oh, here we go. For any of my fishermen that may still be in here, I'm a KBD autographed sports card. That's out of 2008, but I remember the first time we met him, Shane was probably 8 or 9. He came and was doing a boat show up in Indy. I think it was like a Just Add Water Sports or whatever. But yeah. Tyler Warren. We got a Joker MVP. All right, who else we got? Riley Leonard, Mosaic, basketball, Steelers. Yeah, I gotta get baseball. And I'm gonna tell you what, these cracked ice cards, absolutely fantastic. I think I got this in a lot. Guy was doing like lots of different basketball cards, and I was like, "Yep, I'll take that for $3." Drake May from the Patriots, and some of these I'll grade just because sometimes you can do a little upgrade on them, and then get a Patriots fan and be like, "I'll buy that for a couple of bucks." Baltimore Ravens. I've got very few of those. All right. Oh, I did a baseball rip not long ago, and I pulled a World Series MVP number card. That is a Yamamoto to 299. Dude had a World Series. As far as pitching goes, he outdid everyone. He was absolutely a beast. I'm no Dodgers fan, and I'm actually a Dodgers hater because they spend so much. They're like the Yankees that you have to root against them. But Freddie Freeman plays for the Dodgers. And if you know me, I'm a Braves fan, and Freddie Freeman was a Brave and is a Brave for life. Broncos. So, of course, I was watching because of them. Of course, Shohei's a freak. But Yamamoto, man, that dude pitched his ass off. He basically took the series from the Blue Jays because he was just unstoppable. Still on? Yep, still on. What's up, K-Ro? Yep, just testing cameras and all that. I'll be moved around in more of a live streaming mode tomorrow, but I got my camera over here that I'm actually testing to make sure it'll work for several hours. I got it stuck over here and my mic over here, but I kind of put it over there with the USB cable run around so I can kind of show the table and sorting cards and whatnot. But I want to see how well this thing holds up for live streams, and so that's why I'm doing this as a test today. But yeah, I'm over here separating and sorting football cards, but right now I'm pulling my basketball cards out of those and my baseball cards for a later sort. Don't need to do that on video, but like I said, I'm just sorting baseball cards into their teams and talking and testing this camera, but glad to have you in here. We were talking to Steven earlier about the Bassmaster Classic, and here's a card you might like, KVD. That is from 2008 basketball, football. Okay, these are basketball. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Just in here, like I said, shooting the breeze and sorting cards so that I could get them organized for future whatnot streams. Because I'm not going to hang on to all these, and I can sell them I collect for my team, and I can sell these to people who collect for their team. Give them a great deal on them since they're still raw and not graded and all that. That way somebody gets a chance to get their favorite players or teams for cheap before they get graded and the prices get jacked. All right, who we got here? Tootin' from the Jags. Yeah, because a lot of collectors will take these and put them in, send them off to get graded, and then a $3 card becomes a $50 to $100 and $200 card. So yeah, I'm just I'll throw these up on whatnot so somebody who may not want to go buy the hobby boxes and all that, or even the packs, they can just buy their favorite players by team. So I'm just trying to get organized, kind of like I do with the baits. I'm just I'll do this with sports cards as well. That way I keep what I'm wanting, and then sell the rest, and then go buy more. Got the Jets. Yes, Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to you and your fam as well. Miss you guys. Miss everybody. But, I'll be back someday. For now, I'll be distracted with these silly pieces of cardboard and wax. Mason Taylor with the Jets. I need to switch over and do some more. I finally got some more boxes in, so I've still got about 3 more crates of stuff to sell. A lot of it for Jeremy. We're going to be doing some live streams to raise money to get him a new laptop or get him into this laptop, and I'll buy a new laptop. That way he can start streaming and joining me on lives, and then that way he's got a better computer. He's got a relic that my mom gave him years ago, but we'll be moving some baits to raise some money, selling a bunch of his Freedom Squad baits to raise some money to get him into. I'll go get a new laptop and I'll get him into this one. And that way we can get him online as well. And then gives him something to edit and play around with as well. So that'll be something we're doing probably. I might do one Friday. I don't know. That'll be something we'll do like around New Year's. And then after, first 3 weeks of January, I got to disappear again to get ready for my test. And then I'll be back once I'm done with that. That was the Chiefs. That's the wrong pile. But yeah, we'll be doing some bait sales, probably 2 or 3 of them between now and New Year's, just to try to move all the Freedom Squad baits and all that. Because he did like I did. We kept like our favorites. We pared down. Don't need all this extra stuff. But he spent all last winter making baits. And yeah, so we'll be doing a couple more whatnot streams like I said, to try to raise some money to get him into a laptop and get some baits into your guys' hands. What have I got? Another half a row. Riley Leonard, Steelers, Panthers. Panthers are over here. Yeah. Cardinals, Titans, Buccaneers, Tesla from the Lions. Oh, yeah, whatnot can get you. But, you know, you can always watch, participate, don't connect a card. You get 15 bucks from whatnot to spend. You can spend that and I'll ship you some baits. But if you want baits, I'll ship them to you anyway. You know that. Miss Cairo, get what Miss Cairo needs. But I get it. You got that nice big pink trailer waiting in, so I get it. You got to live in your budget. And if you ever wanted to, you know, get on whatnot as a seller, you could do that too, because you're like me, you got plenty. Okay, this is a 49er. We do these in smaller stacks. See if I can pair some folks up in smaller stacks and make this go a little faster. Chiefs, Seahawks, Cardinals. But I appreciate you popping in. It's always good talking to you. Always love having the fishing fam around. Anybody out there lurking about sports cards? We're just in here shooting the breeze, sorting cards, testing out cameras and equipment for tomorrow's Merry Ritmas live stream, where I get to bless me with some more cards. Jalen Royals with the Chiefs. That's the Chiefs. I need you over here. Did I put? You're okay. You're 49ers. I don't know why I keep putting Chiefs on 49ers. Right now it's mutual hatred because my Colts keep sucking. Seahawks. Eagles. Big pile of Eagles. Niners. Jaguars. Oh, there's finally a Trevor Lawrence from the Jaguars. Jordan James with the Niners. Chiefs. Chargers. We got Dylan Gabriel on the Hog Heaven. Those are pretty cool looking cards. With the Browns. Falcons. Gonna get you on the pile of the Dirty Birds. Shadeur with the Browns. Panthers. Quishon Johnson. If I had some cards stashed, I'd send them. The only ones we kept were original Magic the Gathering. Magic is still huge. Them and Pokemon and the Disney in that world. Those are still huge. Eagles, Broncos, Niners, Cardinals, Chargers, basketball. There's a Victor Wembanyama rookie card. That might be his second year. Introductions. Let's see, we got Packers and Browns, Chargers, Riley Leonard. These two need sleeved. Yeah, it's all good, Miss Cairo. You guys are having a happy holiday. Tell Jay and the boys what's up. I'm still cracking up over the Pink Panther song playing over your trailer yesterday. I was like, oh, I should have thought of that. That would have been. But you know, Nick knows. Nick do know. He was cracking me up. That hot pink goodness, the Panthers. Let's see, Quinn Ewers with them Miami Dolphins. Who else we got over there? Barkley with the Eagles. Caleb Williams with the Bears. Packers and Jets. Bears. Where's my Bears? Bears. Packers. Jets. Jets. Stick up these Steelers, bro. Let me knocking stuff over. Chap, you're lurking in the chat. Tell me where you're from. Who's your favorite sports team? Or, like a lot of my fishing fans in here, we talk fishing. Always talking fishing. That's what we do. You need to come over here. You need sleeves. Got my handy dandy Rip Buddy over there for sleeving up the cards that I haven't sleeved yet. These are rookie cards. So I'll put them in a sleeve in case somebody wants these for collection. All right, we got Steelers and we got Commanders. All right, Commanders, Seahawks. Tell you what, my back is getting a nice workout. I'm kind of getting loosened up just moving around this much. Giants. Hog heaven for the Bears. Panthers. Broncos. Bijan Robinson for them Dirty Birds. Falcons. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Just sitting here bullshitting while I'm testing out cameras and all that goodness. These are all football. These are basketball. Got Larry Bird on the 8-Bit Ballers. Larry is one of the original 8-Bit Ballers. Him and Dr. J. Anybody remember that game from back in the day? Got some basketball players mixed in with these. Let's see, are these all football? Yep. Okay. Tumalua, Riley Leonard. Brock Bowers needs a sleeve. I need my Rip Buddy. Rip Buddy a little closer. That's not a good angle though. I need to move my coffee cup, put my Rip Buddy where he goes. Put my coffee right there by the Jets or the Giants. Ole Miss and who dat if they claim any of them. In public, I say Dallas Stars for everything. Yeah, my son likes the Stars. He's my wife and him are both into hockey. Of course, they who knows what teams the Indy Fuel and all that up close too. But yep, if you need any Who Day or you know what, I'm gonna have some Ole Miss cards, Caro, if you want them. One of the Bowman boxes I'm breaking tomorrow is a Bowman Chrome U, and I've already got some of the others. But if you want to claim Ole Miss, they are yours, my lady. I will put you a care package and send them out. If that's your football team, I will definitely hook you up there. Any and all will be designated for you. Houston Texans. Oh, these need sleeved. But yes, ma'am, if you want Ole Miss, they are yours. Caleb Johnson with the Steelers on the buy storm. Cardinals, Riley Leonard. Broncos, Cardinals. But just knocking over piles. Can't be doing that. Yep, but most definitely, you want some Ole Miss? Ole Miss will be yourn. All right, these were all Texans. CJ Stroud on that Panini Instant. You boys need sleeved. You're sleeved. Cardinals, Niners. Browns. Yep, but welcome anybody popping in. I'm just testing cameras, sorting cards, sleeving some from previous rips. I do here on the Cardiac Gramps YouTube channel. I've got a bunch. They're scheduled and coming. You'll see on the channel right now we have a bunch of shorts and some long content of various rips that we've done. But there's going to be a lot more coming over the next 3 or 4 weeks as you see me open and rip all of these. We got some Bills, we got some Niners, and then yeah, I'm just trying to sort and organize everything so I can get them, team based, and just BSing and sorting cards and testing cameras for tomorrow's live stream, and talking to talk because I talk a lot. Brock Bowers with their Raiders. Mika Mbuka with them Tampa Bay Bucks. But yeah, if you happen to pop in the stream, tell me where you're from, what's your favorite sport. If you collect, who do you like to collect? Giants. We'll talk about everybody but the Purdue Boilermakers because, yeah, I'm an Indiana fan. And if you're a Boiler, I won't hate on you too much. My next door neighbors, when I was a kid growing up, were all Boilermakers. The father was an electrical engineer. The mother taught Chinese. And then Melissa, who was my age, and Brock, who was one of my best friends in the world, they all went to Purdue. Brock stayed at Purdue as an IT guy forever. Melissa, I think she's probably a scientist somewhere. I don't know whatever happened to her. But yeah, they were all Boilermakers, so we had a healthy, fun childhood growing up, Hoosiers versus Purdue. And yeah, it's been a lifelong of hatred and fun at the same time. Because don't get me wrong, I'll drive up to Lafayette to go fish. A lot of good smallies up there. Oh, he's not asleep. Bills. But yeah, don't be afraid to hop in the chat. Tell me where you're from. What do you think about that? Tyler Warren red rated rookie. Pretty nice card. Oh, how many of these got in my box without getting at least sleeve? I probably ran out and was waiting for more sleeves to come in. So then I ordered a bag of bags of 2,000, and now I have plenty of sleeves. Because why not? AJ Green for them Bengals. This was definitely a Bengals rip because there's like several. Shamir Stewart, Joe Burrow, Demetrius Knight, Chase Brown. Nice looking Jamar Chase, red rated rookie. Lots of good Bengals in there. That must have been I jumped in a break with the Bengals. I jump into various breaks. I do rips. I'm learning a little bit of all of it. Smartest thing to do is just go buy the one that you're looking for. But hey, I like the chase, so I play too. Some more rookies that aren't sleeved up that need to get sleeved. Let's see what guys, defensive player for the Giants. Dolphin. The Miami Dolphins. Where you at? There you're up there by the coffee cup. If you're on the camera watching me, why I keep looking over here is I'm looking at the chat. I didn't put my laptop where I can see it very well for what I'm doing, but realistic, I'm just testing this out for tomorrow's live stream just to make sure the cameras work. Chargers. And if you're hear me say the same thing over and over again, then you understand. That's how I operate. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is JT. I'm known on YouTube as Fishing with Gramps. Gramps from Fishing with Gramps is, I guess, what I'm known as. But on this channel, I'm Gramps. That's the cardiac Gramps who recovered from open heart surgery this summer and got into modern sports cards, sitting home for 12 weeks on Whatnot and TikTok, watching breaks and rips and so forth. And now here I am, suckered in, because I'm a sports guy. And this just gives me something else to do for the next year whilst I recover and can't go fish until I can get my hernia fixed. Ooh, was that a Niner? Yeah, it was. Okay. Vikings. And today I'm just sorting cards, testing my cameras and audio and everything. I already got my lighting and everything set up. But I wanted to test this camera to see if it would stream for 3 or 4 hours, which is probably what I'll be doing tomorrow while I'm doing rips. And so far at 2 hours and 12 minutes, we're doing good. And I'm still talking. Probably going to talk myself out where I won't have a voice tomorrow. But I think we all know, or those that know me, know that I never run out of voice. I am the voice of reason. And I have the never-ending gift of gab. Thanks to my grandfather and partially my mother. We all like to yap. We yap for days. Carolina Panthers right here. But I appreciate everybody popping in. My fishing fam has been swinging in. If there's anybody that's in here for sports cards being all shy, go ahead and tell me where you're from or what you like to collect. Oh, you're good. I understand that. Gran is in there doing ham and prime rib and getting ready for later in the day. We're hosting a couple of the kids over today so they can be with their fams tomorrow. Shane will be up in Indy with the babes. And then they go to their moms tonight. Baltimore Ravens. But tomorrow, or no, today, later on today, we'll have Hunter and Chauncey and Sweet Pea over. Then John Michael and his bride will be over as well. Eat some ham and prime rib. They can have the ham. I'm all about that prime rib. Bunch of ham-eating mofos. Be one to eat ham during Thanksgiving. Craziness. What has the world gone to? Turn away from turkey. Jesus gonna be coming back. That's what it is. He says, "Oh, you ham-eating fool." See, we got Quinn Ewers for the Dolphins. Cowboys. Dallas for me. The Rams. We got Jalen Hurts unsleeved. Gotta get you in protection, Mr. Man. Can't be having you get hurt. There we go. Let's get the draft diamonds. That's pretty slick looking card. What did I say? Eagles. Yep, there's Saquon, so that's the right pile. Man, we're getting through it. We're down to the last, almost to the halfway to go, and I know a lot of those are basketball. Oh, got a bunch of unsleeved rookies. Got a Scalaboo. Caleb Johnson. I love these buy storm cards. They're absolutely fantastic. Jaguars. Oh, a whole bunch. I must have, yeah, these are the ones where I was out of. Panthers. Steelers. Multiple doctor appointments next week. I'm home for the week. Weird. Need somewhere to hunt. You still ain't been out in the woods? Well, I know you're recovering too. You're like me. But I know you're doing well. So glad that I'm sad that we both had to endure what we had to endure this year, but I'm glad we're both here to be able to whine about not being able to do things and then be able to do things in the future when we hook back up, get our fams together, get on the water. Panthers. Yeah, I had to go give blood yesterday up to VA so they can keep adjusting my heart blood meds, get everything dialed back in. They won't just put me on the stuff that I was on beforehand. I have to work my way back to it, but they're getting the numbers dialed in a little each week. Bengals. But yeah, it's funny. My clinical pharmacist follows me on Facebook and on YouTube, so he always knows when I'm up to something. But he likes to fish, so we always have my phone appointment first, and then it inevitably leads to fishing talk, towards the end of the phone call. But yeah, how many pharmacists out there do you know that call you and talk to you about your stuff and things? Oh, Granny's coming to stir the meatballs. Meatballs. But yeah, my pharmacist will go through and he calls me at least once a week because he's on my telehealth watching my numbers. So it's first, 10 minutes of adjusting medications and then fishing talk.
You know how much your wife has to yell at you to do what he says?
My wife never has to yell at me. I do everything she says right
with the pharmacist.
Right away. Oh, we're all about the pharmacist. Kyle's my dude. Let's see. We got some Jets. Where's my pile of Jets? Oh, they're right here in front of me. Oh. Here's a. Did that drip? We gotta be careful. This is the.
What week, Kimosabi?
This is something I kept up years ago because I needed a cheap hack because my wife always had to do all the major cooking. So, meatballs in a crock pot with a jar of grape Smucker's jelly and a thing of barbecue sauce. Put them in there and let them run for hours, and it'll be delicious.
While I do the prime rib.
Well, she does the prime rib, 100%. And the ham for them ham eaters. All right. Some of these are sleeves, some of these are not. So let's get the Seahawks. Get my jelly having hands off of these cards. All right. Caleb Johnson by storm. Jack Beck, the Raiders. Los Angeles Raiders. Where's my Raiders? So they're in front of me. I remember that now. Let's sleeve these bad boys. All right, hold the cards and do both things at once. Hello, the Moose. Steelers. Seahawks. Yeah, but if you're just hanging out, feel free to jump in the chat. Just sorting through. Right now, I'm trying to catalog my football cards, and I'll go back later and do my stuff. Or do the basketball and baseball. But yeah, just BSing, doing a test live stream before tomorrow's Ripmas. When we're going to rip a bunch of goodies. And old Gramps get some more More toys to play with. Riley Leonard. Sleeved. Sleeving up all these rookie cards and inserts. Mason Taylor for the Packers. I can tell this one came out of the Advent calendar because it's got a Christmas patterned theme to it. Those came out really nice. The green and red and whatnot. But yep. Christmassy patterns. It's Christmas. All right, who we got? Saints. I'll have a whole lot of Saints, that's for sure. Just a few. And then we got another one in Jets. Which I remember now are right in front of me. All right. Yeah, we're getting through these cards. I see some baseball stuff coming up too, so we might be running out of football here shortly. But yeah, in our 3-hour live stream test, get it out the way. Basketball. Well, we get some basketball and right back to football. So put basketball in here. Need to order some basketball sorter thingies. eBay. Football. Back to basketball. These are football. Hey, buddy. My poor Gunner dog. He got some sore hips today, poor guy. So he's been in there hanging out with Granny. Basketball, football. Hey, puppy. You gonna come in here and hang out? You all right? Basketball, football. I think there's some baseball coming up. So baseball. Christmas. Rookie cards. Mike Parsons. Baseball. My guys like meatballs. I do them like that. A few things they don't do beef wise. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Everybody's kind of got their thing or not their thing. Such as, me and vegetables for years. But Grand's finally got me eating different ones. Whereas I used to always kind of avoid them. But since we're on this healthy kick, we're eating better. Getting better, a little day by day. Okay, these are all sleeved. Browns. But yeah, meatball jelly, but meatball jelly barbecue, good combo. They make good snacks. Ravens, Cardinals, Jets, Ravens. Don't have a whole lot of Ravens. Ashton Genty with them Raiders. Miles Garrett with the Browns, Broncos, Saints. We have a lot of Saints either. Bengals, Cincinnati. CeeDee Lamb with them Cowboys. And DJ Moore with them Bears. The Bears. Jeff Saturday with them Colts on a refractor. That Legend series. They put the ones that need to be sleeved over here. Veggies Rock. Yep, I'm getting there. I agree. She's probably gonna make me eat some asparagus. Steelers. Big Apple Ballers. Panthers. Jaguars. Grizzlies. Basketball. You guys get over there. Tech, McMillan, the Panthers, Titans. I love these, the rookies with the refractor in it. Those are cool. The Donruss, the rookies. Broncos. Steelers and Cowboys. Hero set up Veggie's Rock. Yeah, let's see. We got some Phillies, Rams, Patriots, the Browns, Ravens, Tyler Warren, the Bears. Okay, the Williams for the Bears. Basketball. That's an East BJ Edcombe. Caleb Johnson by storm. See if anybody else is popping in the chat. Looks like K-Ro's the only one here. That's all right. Appreciate anybody and everybody popping in, saying hello. We've had several visitors today. Everybody just pops in and out, which is all good. Again, I'm just testing cameras for tomorrow's live stream, sorting my football cards out from my baseball and basketball, and then stacking them by team. Donnie Mitchell with the, I should put him with the Jets because he's got a lot of goals. Jets. Saquon Barkley, Will Lewis, Titans. That's from one of those packets that's got the yellow press proofs. Anthony Gould with the Colts. We got the Eagles. But yeah, welcome anybody popping in and out. Tell me where you're from. What's your favorite sport? If you're one of the fishing fans, say hi. If you're a sports card nut, tell me who's your favorite team. I'm just sorting cards, testing cameras before tomorrow's Merry Rittmas live stream. So figured I'd sort cards and test cameras all at the same time. Got that Joey B on the Hog Heaven. I almost put him in the Browns. Oops, don't want to do that. Joe Burrow, hey bro, you want to come play for my Colts since my coach is stupid and doesn't want to play Riley Leonard? Come on over. We'd be glad to have you. I love Phillip Rivers, but Phillip Rivers needs to be retired. He's sitting on the couch coaching high school football because as good as he did, I don't believe he could have done I don't believe he did any better than Riley Leonard could have. But I don't know what Shane Steichen. I mean, maybe there's something in practice that he just doesn't trust Riley Leonard. But the kid led Notre Dame to the national championship last year. And he's got a live arm and legs that work. Just don't understand. And I mean, that's why maybe I'm not the head coach of the Colts, but I think everybody likes the feel-good story of Phillip Rivers, but I think they squandered an opportunity to get to the playoffs. And then the fact that they're not going to start him again when basically the season's over is just stupid to me. But that's me. That's me. My sports take for the Indianapolis Colts. Could be wrong. But yeah, it's funny, if Riley Leonard was actually hurt, which they said he tweaked his knee at the end of that game that he came in for Daniel Jones, but it wasn't on the injury report the next game. So that tells me he can play. But yeah, put him in garbage time for Rivers. Stupid. Yes, the defense failed, but you can't tell me Rivers is better than Leonard. Sorry, don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. If Riley Leonard's not your future, I know Anthony Richardson didn't. least I wouldn't expect he'd be. If you're not playing him, he's had 3 years to prove himself. I mean, you wasted 3 years giving him an opportunity, and you're not giving Riley Leonard anything. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. This has been your sports rant with Gramps. Talking about how stupid the Colts are. Like I said, it's a feel-good story for Phillip Rivers until he gets mashed. But yeah, you can't tell me a more mobile quarterback with an arm. But like I said, maybe I'm completely missing something. I could be completely wrong. But it's too late to throw games, that's for damn sure. The Broncos. Then we got the Saints. Don't have a lot of Saints. I don't know what to think about these mosaic cards. A lot of people like them. A lot of people get them graded. I mean, that would look good in a tag or a degree slab, I suppose. Maybe I'll pull one of these out and send it off to be graded and go with that. Alec Pierce. All right, now I got to sleeve some cards. I'm going to put all the rest of these away. Let you guys get back to your day. I'll say my test worked. We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. No hiccups with the camera from what I can see. Everybody says the audio and video has been good, so appreciate that. All right, it's Stargazing with Junior Gibbs. For the Lions. Got Mims for them Bengals. There we go. Broncos. Tom Driver. For the Packers. The Packers. Rip and Wag. Hey, Rip and Packs, what's up, Jake? Yep, just sitting here. I'm literally testing cameras for tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a big Ritmas tomorrow with a bunch of stuff. Be sure to check that out. We do giveaways and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just I've got a different camera that I've not used for web as a webcam before. I use it for a lot of my ripping videos, but I set it up over here to kind of run. We've been at it for about 2.5 hours. So yeah, I just wanted to test it out to see how it would go. I'm actually going to use that for a facing forward camera tomorrow, and then I'll have an overhead camera and then a face cam. But yeah, just wanted to run a test live stream today just to make sure everything was working. So I was like, I'm going to sort my football cards from my baseball and basketball from stuff that I've been ripping for the last month. So kind of finishing that up and, getting my inserts, rookies, and so forth into their respective teams and sleeved up. Got this Joey B with the Bengals. But yeah, just testing everything out, getting ready for tomorrow. Talking my ears off because that's what I do. Sleeving up the ones that I realized hadn't been sleeved, like this, Bone X that needs to be sleeved up and taken care of. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Do uploads to hit you up. Yep, I'll definitely have to check you out. I've been doing a lot of ripping. Of course, I started this channel and then moved it over to my main channel. It's got 30,000 subs on it. That's a fishing channel. And then I realized I don't need to intermix the two. So I brought all my content back over here to the Cardiac Gramps channel. And we'll just build this one up from scratch too. I'll keep the two worlds, fishing world and then the sports and sports card world kind of separate. But yeah, we've had been getting some subscribers and folks following along as I learn about modern sports cards. It's been kind of fun, but always love having new people come in. But I'm a dude who loves the live stream, getting people come in and interact and talk sports and sports cards and, do all that too. So today's a good test run, just to make sure everything's going to work, make sure my mics and lights and, everything's ready to go for tomorrow. And of course, it'll look different tomorrow, you know, based on what we're doing there. But yeah, I love doing live streams. So yeah, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm just finishing up. I got to sleeve up these last few and then put these up, and then we'll hop over here and let everybody get back to their day. But again, just wanted to check and make sure this camera was going to go for several hours and was capable of doing that, since I don't like testing, you know, I don't want to test it while I'm actually doing a real live stream. So not that this one isn't real, but you know, it's a practice run while we sort some cards and shoot the shit and do some talking. And TJ Watt, yeah, I appreciate it. Got one of the Titans. Jordan Travis with the Jets, who are right here in front of me. Yes, I ran out of sleeves at some point. Oh, Granny's in there sharpening her knife. You know, I got a good knife sharpener over here.
This is a good knife sharpener.
I know it is, dear. We got the Miami Dolphins rookie. Then who we got? Yeah. We got a Tyler Show on the Revolution. Not Tyler Show, Tyler Shuck, isn't it? I keep hearing announcers calling his name wrong. But Tyler Shuck on the Revolution, them Saints. Put that one up on Whatnot. I'm sure somebody out there collects for them Saints. I don't need them, so I'll sell them in the bundles for $1. Geno Smith with them Raiders. Raiders are right here in front of me. Isn't Geno Smith somewhere else now? I thought he was. That's a Cosmo. Still learning all the different patterns to the different types of cards. Of course, I think everything's going tops next year for the most part, so that won't be as difficult. Yeah, those are the little acrylic shelves. Yep. I got off of Amazon. That's where some of my PCs hanging out at. Those are all my Colts and Hoosiers. And I got some other ones on baseball, you know, my Caitlin and my bigger names over there on the wall with the TV and whatnot. Chicago Bears, but yeah, they're just like the little acrylic shelves that you get on Amazon for like $6. Let's see another Jets, some of the rated rookies on the Donruss. Jets right here in front of me. We got one of the Ravens, Mark Andrews. That's a Cosmo. One of the cooler parallels. Looks like somebody dropped chemicals on the card. Yes, sir. Awesome mess. Who's your favorite team? Who you like to collect for? Falcons, Dirty Birds. I am in southern Indiana, just south of Bloomington, where my Indiana Hoosiers are out of. But stranger danger. My wife's a dork. Everybody knows where I live. Two dogs and a 9mm. I think you're fine. Marion Hampton with the Chargers. You can call Stacy's mom. I heard she's got it going on. We got Brand Tarkington. Yeah, you should. He's got a horn on his helmet. My wife's in here probably gonna start yelling skull. Because where's she from? Minnesota.
Don't do that.
Yes, dear. I'm not allowed to do my Fargo impressions.
I swear.
I'll just shut up and yell. I'll just shut up and yell skull. Oh my goodness. Mets fan and Bobby Witt Jr. is your favorite. Yep, Mets. Them Mets. I'm a Braves fan, so you know how that goes. And all my favorite teams are around here except for baseball. I grew up a Reds fan because my uncle and cousins there we listened to the Reds on the radio. But I became a lifelong Braves fan when I was stationed in Atlanta in the 90s and would go to all the games and then all their, runs back in the day. Yeah, my wife and they're talking about her twins. But let's see, I need to reorganize that. Bobby Witt Jr.'s favorite. Yep, understand. See, I need to get a new box to put these in. And I can resort those. All right, we'll stack these over here for now. Where's my... All right. It's all done with the crying now. Look at there. First one of the Christmas cards I pull out is one of the Mets. There you go. Need to sort and stash these down the road as well. I want baseball and stuff out of here. I think I got some more baseball to rip tomorrow too. I got the update. Hobby box not hobby, but one of the blasters. The 25-26 update. So yeah, if you ain't doing nothing tomorrow, hang out and see if I pull any Mets out of those. All right. All right. With that, you know what? I'm going to pack these up and put them away and then go see if anybody's playing on TV today. Or hop on Whatnot, see what I can find. Even though I need to do a Whatnot live and sell some more fishing baits. But I thank everybody for popping in, hanging out, and then we'll be back on live tomorrow for a Merry Christmas. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow.